Okay, path working the tarot. Let's see. By Lisa Robertson. Path working the tarot, spiritual guidance and practical advice from the cards. If you are new to tarot cards, then there's a good chance you are looking for ways to connect with the 78 cards of your deck. If you are already knowledgeable in tarot, perhaps you are looking to deepen your relationship with the cards. Tarot cards themselves can be confusing and overwhelming to novices. Each card is a complex construction of symbols and design features geared to tell a very specific story. The version of the story will differ with each deck, as each deck creator will tell and retell that story in a unique and different way, emphasizing some elements and dismissing others. This means that the deck you hold in your hands right now is telling one version of a tarot story. Regardless of which deck you hold in your hands, you are looking at a unique interpretation of the story. I know from my own experience that each of my decks tells a story that is very heavily influenced by myself, my artists, the creative team, and the energy of the theme itself. This is one of the reasons I love creating tarot decks so much, so I can see how the story changes in its retelling based on who is involved in bringing that story into the world. In this respect, the very act of creating a tarot deck is also a form of pathwork, or path working. It has specific rules and lessons for both the deck creators and people just like you who then pick the decks up and read with it. Read with it. It has steps, processes, and a way of measuring progress. It is also an amazing personal and spiritual growth exercise. I am never the same after finishing a deck. I am forever changed, expanded, pushed, and pulled. My awareness is enhanced and my life deepened. Pathwork, just like tarot, is a story that is constantly told over and over again because it keeps changing and evolving. It is a walking meditation that guides you through the concerns, concepts, philosophies that we call existence. This book is broken up into 5 chapters. The cards themselves are broken up into 3 of those chapters, with the major arcana in chapter 2. The court cards, chapter 3, the minor arcana, aces through tens, in chapter 4. In chapter 2, each card of the major arcana has its own pathwork exercises. However, I have set up the exercises differently in the minor arcana and court card sections, and you will find only one set of pathwork exercises per number or court ranking. By this I mean there is only one set of exercises for the pages, one for the knights, one for the queens, one for the kings. This format is replicated with the numbered cards, with the sets of aces, twos, and so on, all the way through 10. I have done this on purpose, and I see each element representing one part of a whole story for the number or card ranking cards. In other words, all 5 combined tell the complete story of the 5s. Oh, I see. So like if you don't just read Ace of Swords and then go up through the swords. You read Ace of Swords, Ace of Air, Ace of, which is Ace of Air. And then you've got Ace of Cups, which is water. Then you've got Ace of Wands, which is spiritual energy. Fire. Then you've got Pentacles, which is earth energy. And all 4 together tell a complete story of the aces. Right? Because you go 1, 2, 3, but there's more than just one aspect of the situation. There are thoughts, there are emotions, there's tangible things attached to things. There's spiritual implications, right? So that tells the complete story of that step. While this is not the only way you can pathwork these cards, it is the way I've chosen to do it for the sake of this book. I have made sure that in no way is the path experience diminished by doing this in this manner. Chapter 1 is an introduction to pathwork and the exact process I have chosen to use this book, while Chapter 5 wraps everything up and explains how to take this journey into your spreads and the spreads of your tarot clients. My hope is that this book will inspire you to go further, deeper, wider with your knowledge and understanding of how the cards influence your daily experience and assist you in expanding your spiritual being. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty good to me, and that makes a lot of sense. You want a Bible dip and see? Bibliomancy? Pick a page. Aces. Ace of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. The pathwork is for the aces. Here we go. This is the page it fell on. 132, 133. Intentional. One of the most fun ways to work with the aces is to picture them as actual seeds, which is how I work with them most of the time. I'm going to show you how to use the aces on purpose to either bring you something you want or open the door to an opportunity you really wish to experience. For this exercise, I need you to pick just one of the aces. Do what you want to grow a money tree, a creative spark, a new relationship, or an idea. Once you have selected your ace or seed, remove it from the deck and place the card in a clear glass jar along with a clear quartz crystal. This is to magnify the energy of your pathwork and spellwork. Now, this is somebody who practices using objects to focus the mind on concepts or ideas or energy. Some salt for protection, as it is important to protect your seeds, and a teaspoon of dirt or potting soil, as your seeds need something to grow in. I recommend you wrap your dirt and salt in some cling wrap and seal it before you put it in the jar, so you don't need to damage your tarot card or photography of your tarot card. And put the paper replica, or you could take a photocopy of your tarot card and put the paper replica in the jar instead of your actual card. Once you have all your items in your jar, put the top on it and place it on somewhere where you're going to see it, where it's not going to be disturbed for 7 days. You will also need some abundance incense and 7 green candles, one for each day you're going to be doing this work. Now that you have your jar, your incense, your candles, you are ready to get to work. Remember, you're planting seeds, so you have to be able to see what it is you're growing. Oh, that's why it's green. I was thinking like chakra. I'm like, oh, well, it's the heart chakra, so I guess if you're using the cups aces as your meditation, but no, I think the green is to represent the actual seedling sprouting and growing into a beautiful plant. Light the candle, put it next to the sealed jar, and focus your breathing and look at the flame for that moment. When you're relaxed, see yourself fully manifested as a tree, idea, relationship, creative project. Marvel at all its amazing splendor. Take it in sensations and notice how happy and joyful or full of pride and accomplishment you feel. When you're done, bring your hands together and say thank you. Let it burn all the way down. You can also burn incense. Don't leave your items unattended. And do this for 7 days. So focus and manifest, basically all it is forcing yourself to focus and manifest for the duration of your candle being lit on something you want that ace, that seedling, to grow into. Right? Maybe it's a budding new relationship and you want to see yourself with this person, or someone like this in the future, happy, doing whatever it is that you guys like to do. Now, I personally wouldn't focus on an actual individual. I would focus more on an idea of what you want a relationship to be like. Because people tend to disappoint when you place expectations on them. But if you just put out your wish list and sit back and say thank you to the universe for even considering it and trying to figure out how to bring it to you, right? If you say, I want a happy, healthy relationship with this specific person, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're going to be freaking miserable forever. You have to focus on what you're looking for in terms of a person, and then focus on being that for yourself as well. Manifestation, by focusing on something, it leads to the action, which then leads to you being able to take that next step. This is a great book. If you get your hands on it, go ahead and give it a read through. I highly recommend it. I do my bibliomancy here all the time. Oh, now we're in the twos. What was that? What was that one? I don't know, it's for another time. Okay. Next, we're going to be reading from The $100 Startup by Chris Guillebeau. Guillebeau. Oh my god. Guillebeau. Personally, it's cost me a lot more than $100, but let's see what he has to say.